running there when I can teleport? Hello, hello! Technical difficulties earlier. My wife tried to get my computer to play a game. Turns out my graphics card is too old. But in the process, it fucked up my computer. But it's okay now. It only took like 2 minutes to fix. She knew how to fix it, thankfully. We built this computer together around 2020. However, at the time, graphics cards were really hard to find because they were all being used for Bitcoin mining. So we got a secondhand, okay graphics card. It was a couple years old at the time, and now it's old. But it can run Maplestory. Thankfully. It could run other games. It could run most games. It could run the game that she wanted me to play with her today. But it requires a thing that my graphics card doesn't use. So, just how it goes. I'll have to get a new one. Eventually. I started streaming a minute ago. Oh, absolutely not. Been here since 43? 43. I'll probably be here till 70. We'll see. Humans are really bad at probability. Have you been here specifically all the way through level 97? And nowhere else leveling? Because that would be hell on earth, wouldn't it? Humans, 3 to 4 hours a day. There you go. At least you go elsewhere for a while. Can't do phantom watches without the capsule, I imagine. Ooh, goodness. Oh. Have you just been... Never mind. Right. No. Humans are bad at probability. Inherently. I believe that the drop rate is like 2 in 3 million-ish, right? Same as Steely's. If someone else has a more accurate calculation for that, that'd be great. I don't have the most accurate calculation, that's just what I've been told. And just because you kill 3 million of these doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get one. probability says every time you kill one, you have the same probability every time. So technically speaking, your probability of getting one of these is between 1 kill and infinite kills. You might never get it. Right? That's how low 1 in 3 million is, or 1 in 1.5 million. This is why scientists, mathematicians, they don't gamble. Generally. I do gamble sometimes, though. My wife's family lives in Las Vegas, so we go there every once in a while. And we'll go and do slots for a while we're there, just for fun, kill some time. You know, it's fun to test your luck. Despite knowing that your probability is not in your favor. It's fun. It's fine. If you have the money to burn, and you knew you were going to be doing that anyway, it's fine. But yeah, regardless of the amount that you kill, your probability always remains the same when killing these guys. It is always a low chance to get it. You can kill them forever and you can never see it. I'm sure there's cases that people walked through this map, killed a few of them on their way through and got one, you know what I mean? Christine. That's my wife. Hello, Dino. Good to see you. Look, it might be a low likelihood here to get the drop. Lower than any casino we've ever been to. All right. Happy birthday, Dino. Hope you have fun at your festivities, if that's what's going on tonight. Thank you for the wish of luck. We'll see what happens. What does that even mean, Christine? What does that even mean? Creepy eyeballs behind hands. Just lurking. I see. Cellions. I'll probably be killing them for another 19 levels. Not that that's that fun. They just drop a bullet that I need for this character. The bullet costs 88 million mesos. If I wanted to buy it from another player, probably more at this point because of inflation. The drop chance is 2 in 3 million, and that is kills. So it's unlikely. But they're not bad experience. And it doesn't lose Meso being here either. In fact, I slowly gain it here. Not significant enough to buy them. Oh, really? 50. It went down. That's good. Still not worth it. If it was as low as the glaze capsules, the other one, at 20 mil, it might be worth it to buy it, but my shoe still hasn't sold. I noticed that prices in the marketplace is going down, so I lowered the price on that a little bit. From 22 mil to 18 mil. Maybe it'll sell, maybe it won't. Maybe I'll have to eventually cut my loss on it and see if I can get a 10%, another 10% to work on it, and then it'll definitely sell for 20 mil. I'd rather not risk it. 5 chances for another 20%, or another 10%. Basically 50-50, a little less. With the chance of getting much higher stats, but unlikely. Especially considering I've made 2 other shoes at the same time as that one. And both the other shoes only got 10% work on them. 12 other scrolls just failed. So. And I used up all my other luck on my gun. With that random 10% yesterday. Otherwise, I would have had to throw more Meso into more guns. I didn't want to do that. Especially considering there aren't that many on sale in the auction house. How's the volume, by the way? I didn't ask. I think it's the same levels as yesterday, so they should be fine, but I just want to be sure. Haven't had any complaints yet, so I'd imagine it's good. I'll take the silence as yes, my volume is fine. Still here, Christine, waiting for your brother to come online? At least tell me when you're gonna leave, Christine. Come on. Thank you. Don't like complaining about probability. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And that's fine. Eventually the market will stabilize and things will be decent prices, or that might be copium. Probably copium. I don't think so, at least not in English. I've been told that the drop chance of this is the same drop chance as Steely's, and that has been posted somewhere. I believe it was 2 and 3 million-ish. I could be extremely wrong and misremembering. It could also be extremely wrong that it's the same as Steely's here. I don't know. So don't use me as a metric for whether or not I'm correct. If you can find the correct metric, definitely let me know, because I would like to know as well if I'm correct or if I'm stupid. I'm probably stupid. More likely than not, stupid. Just imagine the things I could be killing right now. I could be over at Fog, struggling to kill golems and eating through potions really fast. I could be at Icy Cold Field 2, struggling to keep up with the spawn rates. I could be at third option. That sounds fun, doesn't it? Third option. Man. Good times. We can reminisce about other places as much as we want. Right now we're living in prison. Purgatory. An area adjacent to hell. And therefore, we must atone for our sins. We will know if our sins have been cleansed if we get blaze capsules. The only thing that we can do is hope and pray to RNGesus. Do the RNG gods shine upon us? Or do they not? Is all my luck condensed into 10% scrolls? And therefore I will never receive a blaze capsule from a drop? Possibly. Not really worth thinking about. The main thing to think about is watching that EXP bar go up painfully slowly, because I don't kill these mobs fast enough to really warrant being here despite being around their level, and that's because my snowflake ran out. Oh, I'll probably be here till level 7. You're gonna see me on again on another stream at some point, whether it's tomorrow or this weekend or something, and then the one after that, and probably the one after that, and I'll still be here. The drop rate is so abysmally low that the likelihood I'm going to get it before 70 is not likely. But I appreciate you joining on this hunt. We can reminisce about other training areas all we want. This place is only suffering. We are in purgatory. We are in hell. And thank you for joining me for hell. We can think about all the other places that we could be training and having fun and getting nostalgia hits from being places that are different. Oh yes, LPQ is a lot of fun. I love LPQ. And then it gets dull after you're there for about 3 levels. And then it starts to hurt. No. That might be a good sign, though. Something in the auction house sold. You know, dopamine? If the thing that just sold in the auction house is what I hope it is, it's dopamine. That's why we're playing. It's the same reason people gamble. Let's see if it's sold. If it's sold, I can increase my damage. It didn't. There it is. What sold? My gun. That's fine. That's fine. You know, they giveth dopamine and then they taketh it away. It's fine. That's weird. What, you're back again, Christine? Is that so? You left and then you're back? Left me here by myself? This is for dramatic effect. I know there's other people here. You left me here by myself. I can't believe you leave me in hell by myself. That's a good point. That's a good point. You can go have fun. I mean, cleric is worth it. You can just passively make income on cleric. It did get nerfed, but that doesn't mean it's not a good class. It's still good. It's still S tier class, you know? The best mage. Yeah, mage is enjoyable. Or a cleric is enjoyable. Especially as you get higher level. It can be kind of a pain in the low 70s, and even for second job, you know. I mean, that's a good point. I do think that the Genesis nerf was warranted. I'm not exact. What was the Genesis nerf exactly anyway? Did they give it a cooldown like they did in later versions of GMS, or did they just lower the damage? So if it was just lowering the damage, I don't see everyone's doom and gloom on that skill. It would still be good. Yeah, so the attack power is the same at max, I think, right? The same as it was. It's just it just costs way more. It's still a giant map-wide nuker, right? It's still better than every other class's mobbing skill in 4th job combined. So I don't see... I mean, my main is a sniper. level 85. And we don't put points in our... well... That only drops from Horntail, huh? Horntail is a level 190 boss, right? In this version? Like normal? No one's gonna have Max Genesis for a very long time. They might have nerfed it too much then. It's still probably stronger than any other mobbing skill in the game, though. And you have the monetary income to use it, despite its high cost. So, I don't know. It's probably still worth it. Maybe the Korean Artale people aren't using it. I don't know. It's still a map-wide nuker, right? Exactly. That what he said. It's still a good class to have. If you don't like the Genesis change, vocalize it in the Discord, and maybe they'll change it. Start a movement. Fight for your rights as a independent cleric. An independent cleric who don't need no DK. There are changes in Artale that I don't particularly agree with every class. Every class has some little nitpicky change that I think is maybe too much. The Scarecrow change for Rangers is kind of, the... Bishop change is kind of, Mostly buffs, very good. They definitely balanced the classes. Now everyone's basically as good as everyone else except for Buccaneer and... What's the other one? Buccaneer and... Bowmaster. Who have the worst time leveling in the game up until 120 if we had 4th job. Right? Even Gunslinger is kind of fucked a bit until it's slow. To make 3rd job super worthwhile and strong, you need a drop that is terrible, and I'm there, and I've been here for 9 levels, and I will be here for another 19, and I probably still won't get the thing I'm looking for. So, very slow going. Even if you didn't need this drop for 3rd job. It's still... this attack right here, invisible... shot? Yeah, invisible shot. It's about the same attack speed as a base just attack, if you were to just press the attack key. Right? Which isn't so bad, but when you consider this being about double the attack speed, it feels terrible to use. And it only hits 3 mobs, and it does less damage than Iron Arrow, which is a skill that archers get at the same level. Specifically, snipers, marksmen, crossbowmen. It would feel much better if it just attacked a little faster. It doesn't need to really be... Yeah, the visual is fine. I don't mind it. It's fine. It's just it feels slow. It doesn't do a ton of damage. It doesn't hit enough monsters. But would make it feel right is if it attacked this fast or just a little bit slower than this, right? If it attacked faster than it does, it would feel great to use. It's just attacks a little bit too slow for my liking, you know? Maplestory is a game all about how the skills feel to use in the game. That is why people enjoy classes. You can say, oh, I like it because of this or because of that. The thing that catches you the most is how it feels to you when you press down that skill key and monsters die, right? That is the main reason to liking a class. It's that dopamine hit, the thing that it feels like when you play it. And the main mobbing skill right here doesn't feel fun. It feels too slow. It feels like it could be good if it didn't shoot so slow. They could increase how many people it hit, and it would still feel wrong. They don't need to buff it that way. They could buff it by increasing its attack speed by 200 milliseconds, you know? Which is still 200 milliseconds slower than this. And if it was that, it would be fine. Might need more than that. I mean, a lot of classes are really cool. I played Sniper, and the second job is great. The Warriors, you know, Warriors, second job is just first job again, really. Kind of lame, but I get it. That's kind of how it was back then. The mages, all of them get cooler in second job. All of them get cooler in second job. Even if Fire Poison's second job is kind of lackluster until level 60, it is still better than it was in first job, and you get some cool stuff. If it wasn't for the change to Monkey Forest, or whatever the thing is, I forget, Lupin Forest, then Bowman would have been really cool in second job too. You get that really cool skill that sucks except in very specific maps. Doesn't work because they nerfed that map by accident. I don't think they nerfed that map. I think they used the original version of that map before it got buffed, which is kind of weird because they use things that were from after that buff as well. But regardless, unfortunate for them. They'd be very cool if that wasn't the case, and they could go there. But regardless of that, what else? Pirates. Second job just feels sluggish for Gunslinger, and Corsair just cries. It's not fun. Or Corsair, and then Brawler just cries. It's not fun, rather. Who else? Thieves. Really sucks for the assassins. At least second job. Bandits get some cool shit. Cool shit. Right? What am I missing? Warriors, thieves, archers, pirates, mages. I got them all. Yeah. I think second job is good for most classes. The warriors are kind of slow, but they still hit damn hard in second job. They can still train better places than some classes can. But, accuracy. I'm not saying change that stuff. I like all the changes. I like the majority of the changes in Artale. I just wish a couple of things could be just buffed a little bit. You know, doesn't need to be a ton, just a bit. Just a little bit. The drop rate on throwing stars and bullets could be adjusted slightly. They're a little bit low. Little bit low. For example, a gunslinger that is here from level 43 until 70 should probably be able to reasonably get the drop they're looking for, right? You would think? Right? Maybe? Obviously, they shouldn't be buffed too much. It would ruin the economy for those items, right? But I don't think a level 70 bullet, despite how nice that bullet is, I don't think it should be so difficult to get that it is essentially exclusive to the people who are already to the point where they don't need it, and or to the people who spend enough money to afford it. Right? You shouldn't have to spend real money to afford an item in this game. But it should be still expensive, so like middle ground. I think the drop rate is a little bit too low, but it could be buffed up a little bit. Same with the throwing stars. I think definitely change the arrows, because the amount of materials you need to make those is really dumb. No. Very few people have gotten the arrows in this server because they're just such a pain in the ass to make. Some classes could use some TLC, and I don't believe in saying that, oh, this class has a really strong X insert job level here, and therefore the other job should be weak. Looking at you, Gunslinger, where third job is really strong if you get the bullet that I'm trying to get now. And therefore it's okay to have a bad first and second job? No, that's not the case. It should be, every class should be fun to play at every job. And you can do that just by tweaking values. Damage values. It doesn't need to be a ton. You know? You don't need to make someone super overpowered. Look at my main character, the crossbowman, the sniper now, level 85. I'm not really playing it anymore at the moment. I'm playing this character because it is just such a pain in the ass to level up in third job, right? You don't hit as hard as the other classes anymore. Second job, you were a king, right? You were hitting things really hard, and you were hitting a lot of them in a line, and it was great. Third job, though, you know, you can't use your main mobbing skill until you're level 90, because you just need that many points to put into it. Your main single target attack skill is still pretty good, but a assassin's mobbing skill, which hits, or an assassin's single target skill, which hits the same amount of times as yours does, hits much harder than yours does. And that's fine, it probably should, but they've also got better mobbing. Sure, you get Blizzard and can freeze enemies, letting you go to a place like Bane's pretty early, but you still don't hit them hard enough to get enough fast experience. So you're still probably going to Death Teddies with everyone else and getting half the experience rates everyone else is because you can't kill mobs as fast. And even if your main mobbing skill was easier to max, right? And you could use it earlier than level 90, which is ridiculous. It still only does 210% damage. One line, 6 targets. Your previous mobbing skill did 180%. Same amount of targets. It's not a big increase. You know? Sure, fourth job is fantastic. I've seen some videos of it. It looks really fun. But third job should be a little bit better. Corsair should have a better second job. They should just buff Brawler. Brawler is not fun right now. You know, most of the warriors are doing fine. I think maybe Hero could use a little bit of TLC past second job. What else? I think Assassin's doing pretty fine normally. Bandit's doing pretty fine, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think. All the mages are still fun, though Genesis got, as you said, nuked a bit. Could be a little bit less nuked. People should still be using it over other skills. If what they said is true and no one is using it in Korea, that kind of tells you that it's no longer a good skill until you max it, and by the time you can max it, you're level 190. At that point, who cares? You know? You want to play with your skills earlier than the last 10 levels of the game. Last 10 levels of the game are essentially just showing off at that point, right? At that point, you should be perfectly geared, have everything great, nothing else to really go for, unless you got really unlucky, or you rushed to level 190 as fast as possible. And that's fine too. Some people have fun that way. Of course, I could overlook all of this. I could overlook all of the little nitpicky bits I have about this game completely and say it's the best game ever and you should only play Artale. No other game is comparable to Artale. I could say that. All they'd have to do is release a ROM. That one little thing, and I'd have nothing but praise. There are little things that I wish they would do. Little buffs. You were there. Balance changes. I feel like their plan is to get us caught up with Korean Artale and then try to simultaneously update the games. You know? I feel like that's their plan. Get us caught up in the next 2 years as they continue to develop new stuff for Korean Artale at the same time. Use that time period to get us to their point, and then simultaneous updates. That's my guess. I could be very wrong. They might keep it along with the how KMS did it with GMS, and get us caught up to a certain point and then release everything 9 months later, which would suck. But if I was a betting man, and as you can see, since I'm fighting Cellions, I'm a betting man, I would say that's probably the case. At which point we could be absolutely constructive. Any changes we could suggest they might implement, because it would be implementing to both versions of the game. But the demographics of people playing either version are vastly different. By the way, hydration check. Make sure to have some water. Here I am ranting about absolutely nothing. Everyone's probably watching Togain's stream, which is fine. But I'll be here past his streaming time, so a few hours probably. Ooh, didn't see this drop. Is it good? No. How about that? Is it good? Better than these ones. That's for Rebecca. Wrong button. You know what? That might actually be what the problem with Invisible Shot is. I don't think it's affected by attack speed. I don't think. I could be very wrong. It feels like it's not affected by attack speed. Maybe. I know Pirate had has a few bugs on release. First job's damage calculation is wrong. Therefore, you do much less damage than you should in first job, and it doesn't get fixed until second job. The float skill is broken. Apparently, I don't know how it's broken. I've just heard it's broken. More bugs with Pirate than any other class, but that's fine. They'll get fixed eventually. We have other pressing issues that aren't as big as that. You can't focus on just, oh, the float doesn't work right. That's such a big problem. It's not. A lot of hackers to deal with. And they'll deal with them, I'm sure, eventually. Anyone having a good Thursday? I'll take the silence as a yes. It's been long enough. It's been an hour. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some better music. Turn that off. No more of that. Just in case, I'll turn down my audio by a lot so I don't blow your eardrums out. Of course the clerics don't care for it. No one likes nerfs, right? Nerfs suck. For the sake of balance, they can be good, but nerfs suck. But I do think it was a bit heavy-handed. That should be good. Let's check this how this audio is mixed, and then I will start training some more. I think that's probably good. Just let me know if that's a bit too loud. I'll turn it down if needed. But I think it's probably fine. Maybe. Maybe a touch too loud, possibly. 5-10% down? Sure, a little bit less. That should be good then, right there, right? Maybe there? Yeah. We'll do that. Oh, 10% monster drop. Maybe they'll drop it now. That turns the 1 in 1.5 million into 1 in 1.35 million. Ooh. So much better. Such a significant increase. Technically, it is a significant increase. But, not really. Me? 29. 29 years old. Just like most of us who play Maplestory, late 20s, early 30s. A little bit older than Togain, actually. What else are we gonna do? Spend money we don't have? The old mottos for Maplestory are right. Why am I playing? Because I can, and it's free. My wife and I are taking a break from work at the moment. We came into a bit of money. Not a lot, but a bit. Enough to take time off work to maybe get a second degree, maybe start a business. I was an animator. I worked in animation. Until shit hit the fan in animation and no one can find a job. About a year ago, actually 2 years ago, I lost my job in animation because the project ended. Yes, animation, yes. Because my project ended. 100% profit, hentai. Yes. What kind of business would I make? I mean, if I made a business, I don't know. Probably a restaurant if I was doing a business, make burgers or something. But it's the only thing I know how to cook, and cook well, and cook good. I'm a bit of a burger snob, but regardless of that, animation. Shit hit the fan about 2 years ago. I got laid off, and no one could find jobs. I was gonna transition into teaching, but teaching's also a pain in the ass, very expensive. The funding I had to become a teacher fell through, and when I went into the meeting to talk about, how long it would take, I already have a degree, so going in would be a bit easier. It'd take about a year. Who do I see in the same meeting as me asking questions? A fellow colleague of mine who graduated from my college at the same time as me with the same degree. One of the valedictorians who got a much better job than I did out of college at a much better animation studio. Also, between work for more than a year, couldn't find anything and was transitioning to teaching because he couldn't find work in animation. It is rampant. Animation, no one can find work. People who have 10 years more experience than I do can't find work. Have you ever seen the show The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy? The creator of that show can't find work. That's how bad it is right now. There's only layoffs, no work. If you look up jobs, you'll find them, but they're not real jobs. They're posting those jobs so you get people to apply for those jobs, so they can interview them, so they can show on paperwork that they were hiring, and then they will unlist the job, say it was filled, and then use that for both a tax write-off and more funding from banks. It is a very common practice in the animation industry. So you'll see lots of jobs listed, but none of them are real. You get much better loan rates if you can prove that you are hiring. And the only proof they need is that you had a job listing that had interviews, and that the job listing is no longer listed. They don't need someone actually shown to be hired. Exactly. This is the same for every industry. Every industry can do the exact same thing, but it's more prevalent in industries that need loans. Animation is an industry where you need a lot of upfront money to make an end product. And every single animation studio needs extra funding for exactly that. Yeah, it's hard to find good animators as well, but the people that I know, myself included, are among good animators. It's just showrunners, people who've worked in the industry for much, much longer. No one can find jobs. There's none. I thought what I said just now was bullshit too, but I've talked to many a recruiter, and this is exactly what they're doing. I have a number of recruiter friends who say that's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. They're not actually hiring anyone. I went to an interview for a job once, and the recruiter told me to my face at the interview that we're not going to hire you. We're not actually hiring. And that was his reasoning. It's not great. So no one in my industry can find jobs. And haven't been able to find jobs for a couple of years. Yeah, she told me. It was... You know, some people are honest. Who knows if she kept her job as a recruiter, because honesty can get you fired in that business. So I worked as a receptionist for about a year, and it was not fun. And then my wife came into some money, and here we are. We moved out of California, where all the animation jobs are, because there are no animation jobs. We moved somewhere much, much cheaper. And now I'm looking into other prospects. I might become a teacher. That's my main possible goal, is become a teacher. But if a YouTube thing kicks off, and streaming and YouTubing and making videos, and I make enough money to make a living that way, why would I become a teacher? You know? We'll see. You'll need to take off within 6 months. Unlikely, but possible. I have video ideas, and I will post them when I make them, once I get used to OBS. Fortunately, as an expert, as a industry veteran in the entertainment industry, I know most of the software you would need to make videos. I know what a thumbnail should look like to get interest. I've made animation and video editing for commercials. I should have the skill set to do it. But it is lightning in a bottle. So we'll see. Possible. Improbable. But possible. Actually, no, bet. That particular interview where the recruiter told me what was going on is the only reason why I looked into it and found out that that's the reason why those jobs exist, why jobs are being posted and no one's getting hired. They either hire internally or they are not actually hiring. Big animation studios like Disney Animation, for example, they have enough people on staff. They just need to be actively hiring for those loans and tax write-offs. Almost got hired as a director of animation timing at Disney for a TV show. The recruiter wanted to hire me, but Disney decided to hire internally. Would have been cool, though. Would have been cool. Just got into the industry too late. It was a booming, thriving industry where everyone was being hired. When I started college and graduated high school, 2014. And by the time I was out, It had come to a standstill. And by the end of COVID, no one could find jobs. One of the things about the animation industry, like the tech industry, I'm not sure if it's the same in this case. Oh yes, Ninja Castle, it's great. I'm not sure if it's the same in the tech industry, but for animation, there's a lot of not great people in charge of the money. A lot of these layoffs and why they're laying a lot of people off in my industry is because if you're at the end of a project and lay everyone off before all of the good things come in, the people higher up, like CEOs, get more money. So it's very common practice to fire a lot of people in a very short amount of time, and then shoulder a lot of the work that they were doing on a number of individuals who are still there, and then maybe hire later. But usually not. If the people who are working there can handle it, why would they hire anyone else? Less people to pay, more money for the CEO. I'm sure that's normal in every industry, though, so. It's just getting worse and worse in animation every day, though, so. Maybe I'll be able to go back into my industry in 5 or 10 years, but for now, I'm either going to become a teacher or a YouTuber, if that works out. But you need to you need to treat YouTube like a job. Consistency would be key. I've done a lot of research. Don't know about streaming that much, but I know when it comes to YouTube, at least, that's the case. I know that shorts don't make money, but they get views. No, I don't want to dig myself into a hole with Maplestory content specifically. Yes, I will make Maplestory content because I like Maplestory. My idea for a channel would be just things that I like. I would do video essays on things that I like. So you'd get a video essay on maybe a few bands that I like. You'd get a video essay on maybe a response to someone else's video. Maybe video essays on Maplestory or other games that I'm enjoying. Movies, animation. Very into animation, obviously, since that was my previous industry. Maybe I'll make animations every once in a while. Shorts and things. There's the more recent YouTube short and TikTok person. If you've heard of Big Tug, how he does a lot of video essay things. Just talking to a camera, essentially, is what he does. With some editing thrown in, mostly humor-based, but on things that he thinks is interesting, or fucked up, or funny. He'll do those. Same kind of vibes. Maybe with a little bit less humor, because I'm not as inherently funny. I've been told I'm funny. But I'm better at situational comedy rather than written, so. I'm better at being funny in the moment, not on paper. So, not Maplestory only. I would try to spread out branches and do many things at once. I know that right now for YouTube, the main way to get a following is YouTube Shorts. You can get a very large follower pool through Shorts very quickly. They are bite-sized, people scroll through them and watch them as long as you can catch their eye immediately. Well-edited, funny videos or interesting videos are the way to go, really. And people get millions of followers very, very, very fast that way. But they don't make any money. You'll get a following, but you need to get that following to watch your main content. That's how you get money. So, I could build an audience and use that audience to watch my videos. I'll make a few shorts using these streams, probably, so I can get used to what I'm doing before I make more broad shorts. Hydration, check. But as Togain has proven, despite my thoughts on the contrary, you can make a living making Maplestory content. I didn't think it was possible. I know Coppersand doesn't make a living making Maplestory content, and he's what was the biggest Maplestory content creator. But Togain figured it out and does it, right? According to him. If the Maplestory niche can make money, I'm sure a broad niche can as well. I have the skill set, so maybe. Just need to do it. Just need to have a small log of these streams so I can start making shorts first. And then start making videos. I'll probably start with some Artale content. It's what I'm into right now, so. But I'll probably do it alongside a couple other things at the same time. I know you're not supposed to release a channel without having about 5 videos for it at the same time first. That way people who look at your channel will have a few videos to watch immediately. According to Matt Pat of the Film Theory thing, who does YouTube analytics and things of that nature, you're supposed to do that. So that'll be my plan. Probably a video or 2 on Maplestory, and a few videos on other things at the same time. Just so the hole isn't dug and I am in a grave where I can only make Maplestory content or I make it no views. Let's not have that happen, shall we? I know I don't have the attention span to be a Maplestory YouTube creator forever. I could probably do this for a year at most before going absolutely insane. Even if I was being successful. Audience is there for Maplestory, though. You could make a living at it if you had that much of a focus. I don't think it would be a living forever. You could probably do it for a few years. Oh, all right, Alan. See you later. Thank you for joining. Above the treetops, one of the best of the classic Maplestory music out there. I don't think that sentence was particularly correct. It's honestly too bad that this song is essentially only in Lith Harbor. If this was in an actual later game training map, that would be fantastic. Is that the song that plays at Pig Beach, though? I don't remember. At least you're at Pig Beach for a while, if it is. Oh, sure. The rest of you who are watching, y'all playing Artale at the moment? Where y'all training? What y'all doing? Two. Okay. Sorry if I stopped being entertaining. No one's saying anything. All Cellions must die. They're all about to die. All of them. I will end their lives with my own hands. Excuse me. Almost level 52. 99.5%. And level 52. Good amount of items. More dexterity. Just a recoil shot. Now maxed. And wings. Turn back on the main Maplestory music. Well, yes. I'm going to make a better playlist real fast for music. Let's mute this. Give me a few minutes. I'll be here to chat. We'll be progressing for just a moment. Going to make a new playlist. The Amorian Challenge Gateway. For Amoria was an asset that Maplestory reused in GMS later down the line. They reused it for a quest line. The quest line was something. What was it? You got your permanent totems from the quest line, I forget. Sorry about the lack of content at the moment. I'm just making a quick playlist of Maplestory music. I have a regular playlist I've been listening to that had Maplestory music in it, as well as some other video game music. But I wanted something that only had nostalgic Maplestory soundtrack. So it'll take a minute, but I'm still paying attention to chat. I just made it to level 52. A moment ago, still no not throwing stars, still no bullets. Which is fine. They will come eventually. But I will try to be entertaining regardless. Even if there's nothing going on at the moment. There'll be something going on in a minute. Continue the hunt. What are good tracks? Anyone remember Elenia PQ? Where you would take on the persona of a different character. You would get in. You'd have to fight that rock boss at the end. Almost done. Ooh, this is a good one not many people know about. I'll save that one. Currently almost done with this playlist. Some nice music from Maplestory. The Afterlands, that's the one. Afterlands. Two more. Come on. Oh, snap. The fuck? Come on. Do what I want you to do. This. And that. Perfect. Okay. Now I can do the thing that I wanted to do. Excellent. So I'm going to... This. Setting the sound. Let's get that. Let's play some Maplestory music. Playlist. Yes. Let's shuffle. And loop. Let's skip. There we go. Back to the grind. Ooh, magic attack. Excellent. Unwon 1 minutes ago. Does anyone remember this song from Maplestory? Anyone remember where this comes from? Maplestory trivia. What song is this and where is it from? Three, two, one. This is Mushroom Castle from Mushroom Castle questline. I'm not sure if it was released before or after Big Bang. I think it was released around when Iran came out. It was a questline for level 30 plus. You would get teleported to it. Turns out it is in Hennessy's, near where you would go into the house for Mush Mom. To the left of that. You would go there, you would do the quest line, you get a few scrolls, maybe get a good drop from the final boss. And then it would get to like level 35, maybe a little bit higher than that, level 40 if you're lucky, up to that. It was a good quest line, helping with leveling around that range. Great for getting EXP, enough of it, so you can start using your second job skills. Heck is this? Ah. Okay, now you're coming off the playlist. I didn't put this on here. I don't remember putting this on here. Skip. That's better. Only a 3 attack difference. Sashi. Sashi doing Sashi things. Channel -1. What the hell does that even mean? Do we have a channel -1? Channel 1. -1. Hello, hello! I don't recognize the name Harlequins. Are you from the guild, or are you new? Oh, Sushi. Wasn't your name different on YouTube yesterday? Are you on a different YouTube account? No, I'm just stupid. That's fine. Yes, we're fighting Bigfoot. Oh, I see. What I learn from everyone in the Guild Wars. SpongeBob ass sound and comment. But good to hear. Good to see you here, Sushi. As you can all hear, we're fighting Bigfoot. Obviously. As you can see by all the Cellions around, this is definitely Bigfoot's territory. Plus, as a level 52, I should definitely be ready to fight Bigfoot, 100%. Shouldn't be too hard. Hydration check. We'll just go and kill some sand rats this time. Anyone else tired on this Thursday afternoon, Thursday night? Just me? Ugh. Oh, excellent, Sushi. First date in 4 years. Was he or she hot? Were they a good talker? She's very pretty. Great conversationalist. Excellent. Glad to hear it. I also went on a date today. It was fantastic. My wife and I went and got Mexican food. It was a fun date. We were supposed to play video games together today, but as it turns out, my graphics card is too old for that game, and so it does not run. So I'm streaming instead. Excellent question. I have it in my Steam library. Let me see what Steam says. Because I don't remember. It was like Valheim, but medieval. Enshrouded. Enshrouded. That's the game. I don't know whether or not it's good. It looked good from the trailers, but apparently it's kind of buggy at the moment because it's new. My wife likes playing a lot of new games. She really gets invested in games that may or may not succeed. And has me try them, and whether or not I like them is up in the air. This one seemed like Valheim, but medieval. It seemed fun, maybe. I won't be able to play it until I have a better graphics card, though. I mean, I'm sure my graphics card could run it. It's not like that game is very pretty, but my graphics card runs Cyberpunk on ultra graphics, you know. It's just a 9-year-old graphics card. Graphics cards aren't getting that much better every generation now. It's just, it doesn't use the tools that the game needs to run properly, and therefore it can't run on my graphics card. Oh no, Boatquay Town. That means it's the end of the playlist and I have to pick a different song. Let's do this one because it's funny. Exactly, as long as it runs Maplestory, we'll survive. Yeah, I like the Choo Choo Island song, it's very funny. Very catchy. I did. A lot. I think I have that on my other playlist. Yesterday I was playing my other playlist, which has a lot of RuneScape 3, Skyrim, Maplestory music. I just made a playlist that only had Maplestory music for my Maplestory streaming, so I might as well keep the theme, you know? I have some modern GMS songs on here, obviously, since I have Choo Choo Island. I have a lot of older stuff. This is relatively old. Do you know where this song is from? Kind of obscure. I'm sure it tickles the back of your brain and you're like, where have I heard this before? It sounds so familiar. Will it come to you? No. Tell me if you give up, I will reveal it. It's not. It's older than Lionheart, I think. I'm pretty sure. But you're in a similar direction. It is a party quest. This would be Ghost Ship Party Quest. Ghost Ship Party Quest. Yep. Not the one you remember very much. I don't remember it myself very well. It's one of those, not a super great Maplestory song per se, kind of generic in comparison to a lot of the songs in this game, but recognizable enough to where if you've played Maplestory enough and you hear the song, you'll think, where have I heard that before? There are a few of those brain teasers on here. Exactly. I've heard this, but where? And here's even newer. I think this came out even after Choo Choo Island. That's right. Very good. Say what you will about modern Maplestory, whether you like it, whether you hate it. All the music, even in modern Maplestory, is fantastic. My main is also a Nightwalker, though I main Nightwalker since 2016, since they released Reboot. I loved the jump attack mechanic on Nightwalker, and I do miss it, though I do like how easy it is to just hold down button and take a sip of coffee. Mine's only in the 260s, and that's just because I don't keep up with dailies and I don't do stuff, but they are kitted out. I can do mid-end game bossing. And I do like Legion as well. Legion is fun. I'm almost done with Legion, though. I have like 9 or 10, almost 10k Legion at this point. That's a little quiet, aren't you? How about this one? Oh, nice, almost 8k. How about this song? Where's this from? Technically speaking, it will be available in this version eventually. We even have the mob drop list for this area already. It's already released in Korean Artale. That's right, name that tune, Merpin Stream. Thank you. Maybe I should rename my stream. Who cares? So it is old school. I think it was released with... Oh, it's not China. No, it is not. It was in GMS. I think it was released with Iran, technically. Strictly. Since it is part of his quest line. His or her. This is Poison Forest. Ellen Forest. You get there at the top of Eos Tower. The right tower. In Ludibrium. They had good drops in Ellen Forest. You could get some when they were out as in the drop table for a while. You could get maple weapons there. They had a lot of drop utility. Yeah, the hairy boars, exactly. They dropped the pole arm, level 64 one. I believe the rock guys dropped a bow. I don't know which one. I think this is an area that we didn't get. Yeah. But it is epic. This song is epic. Any guesses? Kind of. If you don't have a guess, I can reveal it though. You already guessed it, but for the wrong song. This is China Go Shanghai. Close. You missed it by one. And this is the, is this the original? Yeah, this is the original Go Shanghai. It got changed at one point. So this is the original version of this song. I have both versions on here as well. It is epic, though. This song is epic. What would the kids say these days? What is this song to the kids? I think they would say it hits just right, maybe? If I was being correct. This one's a bit easier. It's a vibe. That's probably right, yes. Slaps is probably correct too. This one's a little bit easier. Most familiar song you've ever heard yet. This one is Singapore, CBD town. You probably heard it a lot as you ran fucking through it to go to Boat Quay town and then Ghost Ship, if not to the left for all those, that destroyed area with all the monsters. Attacking cars. Yeah. Close. It is one before Boat Quay town. No, Boat Quay town is nice sounding. I have it on the playlist. I skipped it a minute ago because it's the last song on the playlist. And if I let it play all the way, YouTube decided that even if you have it on loop, it won't continue the playlist. Instead, it'll go somewhere else. I don't want it to do that. YouTube, in its infinite wisdom, decided, oh, you don't want to listen to your playlist anymore, right? Let me give you some recommended music that you don't care about. Very wise, YouTube. You know exactly what I don't want. Tell me what else I don't want, YouTube. Share with me your infinite wisdom. My main is a sniper, level 85. This song right. We'll get this eventually. I'll give a hint. I believe this is a high-level area. Very high mob density. Great for training. If you have someone in your party to kill the field bosses for you. Any guesses? I know, right? I never actually trained here back in the day. I don't think it existed back in the day. Oh yeah? In a private server, yes. I think I've been here in private servers before too. Definitely not in main Maplestory. Very fun area. High level. Great for that level, what was it? It's like level 100 to like 120. And you'd need someone over level 120 just to kill the goddamn field bosses. This is Showa Battlefield. Showa Battlefield. You needed high-level players with you just to take care of those goddamn field bosses, or else you'd get one shot while you tried to train on the lower-level mobs, since the mob density is so high. It's no wonder in private servers those of you have been there before. Exactly. Also welcome in always. You from the guild or you someone new? Always hard to tell. Since not everyone uses their Artale name. Boneless. Boneless. Was that a Smosh reference? Oh, this one's too easy. I'm sure everyone will knows it immediately. No, too easy, too easy. I didn't put this list together expecting it to be a quiz specifically. I put the list together because it was a lot of good songs. Most of them are easy ones, to be fair. We just got a few harder ones in a row. This is mostly just Maplestory easy listening. The classics plus ones that I particularly like. It is. This one is excellent. A lot of those classic Maplestory tracks are amazing. They had a weird period where some of the tracks weren't great, like for example, the one we listened to a minute ago with Ghost Ship Party Quest. A little too generic. But they can't hit every song. They've gotten back on track in the recent years. I think it's time for a piece of candy. I'm gonna mute myself for just a second. All right. Make sure to let me know if the mic is picking up any gross sounds. I would rather not have that happen. Here's an easy one for you, Sushi. You play Modern Maple, you should know this one instinctively. Really? Not instinctively, then. Maybe you're too high level. Maybe you haven't been here in a long time. This is Lachlan, the city of dreams. I believe you. Second guessing yourself. I don't think so. Possible, I doubt it. That's fine. Many of these songs, some of these songs are from Modern Maple, so it's unlikely most people who are playing classic servers will know it. This one, on the other hand, what are we hunting now? What song is this? Do you think as a level 52 I can hunt the creature that this song is associated with? It is probably similar, yes. But not this song. This song is very different. Would I be able to even hit the mob at my level? No, I would get one shot instantly. It would run into me like a truck, and I would immediately die. This is in the Shadow Forest. This is one of those themes. This is Crimson Wood's Bigfoot. This is the map that Bigfoot spawned on. Anyone else remember hunting Bigfoot? A lot of fun. I used to hunt the Headless Horseman more than Bigfoot. Oh yeah. In Reboot, I got 4 pairs of Balance Furies before they changed it to where you only need one. I also have 4 pairs of Sylvies that I will never use and I cannot sell because it is Reboot. Yep, I got my Stormcasters just to use the hammer, no, the fusion anvil. Make my gloves look sick as fuck. This song might be really familiar to some people who played right after Big Bang, because one of the maps the song was on was bugged right after Big Bang. The mobs here didn't get their EXP adjusted, and therefore gave insane experience for their level. People killed those trucks forever and ever and ever, and then got really pissy when Nexon said, we're going to adjust their values back to what they should be. Singapore yet again. CBD Field. If, like me, you hunted those trucks forever and ever and ever, then you'd recognize this particular song. And the god-awful noise when they died. You'd kill one of like, sure. I will be here, Sashi. Don't push me, Cellion. I will push you into a grave. Let's see what's next. Ooh. This could be easy or hard, depending on the time period you played Maplestory. Does anyone have a guess as to what song this is from? I wouldn't particularly call it a banger of a song, but it is pretty. No guesses? That's fine. This is Golden Temple Town. This one's a bit too easy. It is the trip to Orbis. This is Orbis ship. Ship to Orbis. Right around now, I'll point it out, but it'll be the Balrog section would normally come in right now. That would be when the Balrogs would have appeared if they were to appear. It was always that exact one. And then the song would return to Balrogs. But this is just the ship to Orbis. I believe in Artale, they're programmed to always appear on the ship to Orbis. So you better make damn well sure you're underneath the deck. Or else you're gonna fucking die. Exactly, same. Rule number 1 of the ship to Orbis, go under the deck. Rule number 2 of the ship to Orbis, don't go outside and peek, you idiot. Here's one you're probably all too familiar with, if you're already at this point in the game, which is not unlikely. It's the one right before Death Teddies. But yes, it's wherever you are in Ludibrium, you would get it in the map with the ladder, and then the 2 maps before Death Teddies as well. I think. I'm pretty sure. And same with the ones on the left. Until you get to the upbeat song. Where it's essentially the same song as Death Teddies. It's just Death Teddies is in a different key. I do. When I was in elementary school, my mother bought me a trumpet, and I played trumpet all the way until college. I played jazz mostly. I still play from time to time just to make sure I don't get too rusty. I was going to pursue jazz as a profession, but I had a terrible music teacher in high school that killed the hobby for me. So as a final hurrah, welcome back. So as a final hurrah and my final performance, at the end of the year, the seniors always had a recital, essentially, where all the parents would come and all the earlier grade musicians would come, and you would play your songs one after the other, which were all arranged by the students, essentially. I put together a group, and we did a jazz song, which I recomposed, the Epimeria, college recital, yes. At a high school recital. High school. Senior, I was at a high school that was music focused. So the high school was the entire music program at my high school was AP. So it was all advanced placement music. Ours was the only school in the district that had a functioning theater. It was the theater school as well. And we had the band pit. We had the band for there was two different bands. The AP band was for the pit orchestra, as well as anything off campus or on campus events. And then there was the marching band, which was non-AP music, and it was extracurricular, which I didn't do. I was in AP music all 4 years because I needed to be in AP music to even go to that high school. I wasn't very popular in middle school or elementary school, so I went to a high school that was just outside my normal district, and was very popular in high school, actually, thankfully. But AP music, I put together a piece, jazz piece, because I was a jazz musician mostly, based on a song by Wes Montgomery, a very, very famous jazz bass player. Lots of songs by Wes Montgomery. If I played a song by Wes Montgomery that is popular, you would probably recognize it, even if you don't know music very well. That's an example. I put together one of his less known songs, got together a group, and we played the song for the recital. It was just me as the trumpet. We had a bass player, we had a guitar player, and we had a drummer and a pianist. None of them, other than the guitar player and myself, were jazz musicians. And the teacher, who I didn't get along with, and who didn't like me because I wasn't very good at classical music, because I do not have an ear for music. I have a terrible ear for reading music. Reading sheet music, I am terrible at. I need to hear the music first before I can make sense of it. And they don't let you do that in classical music. You need to be very good at sight reading, which I am terrible at. I'm good at improvising, not sight reading. It was the best performance in the class, essentially. In the final class of that year, it was the best performance. I'm not being facetious. I'm not trying to say, "Oh my god, I'm amazing." Like, no. Band students don't like to practice. There were some stinkers. People who did not play their pieces very well. They were terrible. Some were good, some were bad. Mine was the one that had the standing round of applause. No one else had everyone stand up and applaud. But the look on that teacher's face was priceless at the end. He had the look on it, like, through the entire semester where we were putting together this piece, we practiced 2 times. The teacher had no hope that our group would do well. And it showed on his face and the things that he said to us before. But ours was the one that got the standing ovation. It is very simple. Jazz songs are essentially 2 bars, 2 lines of instrumentation, about half a page of written music, along with your key. You might have the scale on your music sheet, right? If you even have a music sheet to begin with, which I included on the notation for everyone, so everyone could solo just fine. We had 3 soloists, myself, actually we had 4 technically. Myself, the bass player, the guitar player, and we ended with a drum solo, which was fun. So it was very fun. It was very good. It was the last time I played with a band specifically. Jazz teacher, awesome. I wish my teacher was awesome in high school. He was not a good teacher. He wasn't very good. He wasn't very encouraging in any way. I had an excellent art teacher, like regular art teacher. I took Art 1, which was required. I took Art 2, which was not, and then I took AP Art twice because I liked it. And it got me out of PE for 1 year, but that wasn't the reason why I took it. I like PE as well because the swimming is fun. But I got into animation from that. Retrospectively, I probably should have gone with jazz. But that teacher really did kill the medium for me, the medium of performing arts in music. My college didn't have band. I went to a private, small, expensive college in Laguna Beach, California. If you look up that college, it is a very pretty school. I went there for animation, and it was a lot of fun. Very pretty town, very pretty school. A lot of fun. No. Laguna College of Art and Design. LCAD. Too bad our medium died. Our medium had a stroke and is now trying desperately to survive. So, our industry rather. Medium won't die, but the industry might. That's why we moved to Indiana from California. There's no jobs in California. Of course, there would have been a scare for the jazz industry as well. There's not much to be had as a jazz musician. Financial-wise, it's difficult to find jobs there too. But at the very least, you can make a portfolio of songs and prove that you can do it because people will listen to what you play. Animation's different, and they don't give a flying fuck about your portfolio. They have keywords you need to put on your resumes because they only use it's essentially all AI generated reading of resumes nowadays, and even then no one's really hiring. I've never been very good at putting stupid keywords and things. Before AI became the main thing, which was maybe 1 year of applications, I got lots of interviews, I got job offers and all that, and it was good. Very, very good time period. When I eventually got laid off from animation in 2022, 2023, right around there, everyone had switched to AI. No, I was getting 0 calls back, despite having more experience. Why is that? Well, it's because resumes had to change, and I didn't know it. And they weren't actually hiring in the first place, so it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, I moved to Indiana to become a teacher. My funding for becoming a teacher fell through in California. So I moved to Indiana. I have a degree already. So what I'm going to go for is a master's in education, which will not only allow me, as long as I do the teaching certificate at the same time, it will not only allow me to become a teacher, but also I have other job opportunities with a master's of education. But that's only if YouTube doesn't pick up. If I get enough money on YouTube to where I don't need to work in any other field, I can stick to this until my original field of animation becomes less of a shithole. Turn it into that South Park episode where they made a GoFundMe with the goal of doing nothing. And they came up with the business name of the Washington Redskins because the Washington Redskins had just lost their trademark on the name and the logo. Let me just do that. Make a ton of money so I never have to work again. How does that sound? Sure that sounds appealing to most people. Oh my goodness, guys. Look, they're selling cheap mesos, 5% off. Oh my goodness. Must RMT. Everyone send me your money so I can RMT. Goodness gracious. With 5% off. Who wouldn't RMT? Right? You're just wasting money at that point. Right? Yes, yes. The Mesa sellers are really annoying, honestly. If the Mesa sellers could just fuck off, that would be great. But then again, it's 5% off, you guys. With these Mesa prices, you'd be oh no, that one wasn't 5% off. You know, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, it has to be at least 5% off to be worth it. Sharp Cliff 3. We only got 2. If you go to Sharp Cliff 1 and then go to Sharp Cliff 2 really fast, the 1 and the 2 will combine and then it'll be Sharp Cliff 3. Is that helpful? It might be a hidden map. Yeah, that's a hidden map. If it's where Snowman is, it's a hidden map. Here's a blast from the past. Can't really go wrong with the Crimson Wood Keep song. Yeti, the snowman boss drops Fair Frozen, which right now is worth 250 million. Because it's the only thing that can drop it right now. What an epic Maplestory song. It's too bad they didn't get it in KMS. And you remember the spectral goggles you got from that particular group boss raid? Here's a song that will make that will probably give Sushi PTSD, most likely, just like anyone from GMS, because you had to spend so much fucking time here trying to get your god-forsaken Meister stuff bullshit. I know, it gives me PTSD flashbacks, just like fucking stare right off into space, helicopter noises. And then you hear the tink, tink, tink of a pickaxe on the on an oar. It's from Ardent Mill. It's the profession area. So when they added Ardent Mill and the professions to replace the crafting thing with hands is a thing. This one's a bit easier though. Just a bit. Yep. King Clang can drop the inner tube. Maple info online is so brutal. Yeah, it's been so long then that oh, well, that's because OSRS has had a dedicated player base that actually knows what they're doing the entire time OSRS has been out. The OSRS is filled with more tryharders than Maplestory is. OSRS needs way more dedication than any version of Maplestory ever needed. The problem is OSRS was the same game for 8 years, and then it closed for RS3, and then not soon after that a private server came out, which was out for 5 or 6 years before RuneScape developers said, hey, we're gonna bring it back, and told them to shut their doors so they could bring it back officially, and they were like, sure, and they did. And it's been the same game for almost 20 years now. They've added more to it, but unlike Maplestory, which is ever-changing, and therefore information is ever-changing, OSRS is ever the same, but with new content added. So finding information on a version of Maplestory is difficult. Because which version are you looking for? This is Artale? How much information is posted on Artale? We don't even know their roadmap of what's coming next in Artale after what they're coming out with this month. We don't know the actual drop rates for throwing stars and bullets beyond hearsay. You know, it's almost like the Artale devs have as much communication as Nexon, which is hilarious. Singapore again. This is Boatquay Town. This one. Let's skip it. I'm gonna go to a hard one. Which one is this one? Yes, you can tell what song it is, but where is this one from? Because yes, it's Ludibrium, but where does this song play? Any guesses? Because this is official. I don't know if anyone's played this class. This is Mirror World Ludibrium, which you would get if you played the twins. What's the twins? What's that class name? Sushi. Do you remember? I don't remember their names. The name of that class. Not coming to mind at the moment. Zero, yes. The class Zero. Zero was not a class I liked because you couldn't really grind on it. Zero started at level 100. You had to have a character that was already high level. And the way it works is you have to do a quest line. It takes you to level 170. Level 170. You could do more of the quest line after that, but the initial quest line gets to 170. And they can't leave the mirror world, which is essentially kind of a version of the world map separate from the real version of the world map. It's their personal world map essentially. And here, this song again, and they had mirror world versions of the songs. Once you finish the quest line, you can go and train wherever the hell you wanted, but that would be nice. I'm gonna skip the song because we just heard it a second ago. And this one. Here we go. Maple Mist would be nice, but they did say they wanted to do a holiday event. I can only imagine that Maple Mist is the last one they could do this year. Unless they do a New Year's event. This song is pretty easy, anyone know it? Crimson Wood Phantom Forest. It's a good one. You can't find the map, Sushi? Isn't it behind a door in the top right of Sharp Cliffs 2? Does the door in the top? I'm pretty sure that doesn't, but I could be wrong. I would wager that Dino probably teleported to someone. Oh, I see. So maybe Dino's VOD will show you. I think I'm gonna call the stream there tonight. 3-hour stream in this case, because I think I need to get some sleep. So you guys have a nice rest of your night. I might be on Maple later, I don't know, but I won't be streaming tonight. I'll see you guys later. Where is he? Here it is.